Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Dear learners, our today's topic is present value of an annuity. Annuity is basically is known as equal series of periodic cash flows. If cash flows occur at the end of each year, it is called ordinary annuity. And if cash flows occur at the beginning of each year, it is called annuity due. बुनियादी तौर पे अगर हम कहें कि हर साल इक्वल कैश फ्लोज हैं, एक जैसे कैश फ्लोज हैं, जैसा कि हमने नीचे एग्जाम्पल में भी जो है वो डिस्कस किया है। एग्जाम्पल हमारे पास है कि अगर मिस्टर तैमूर को कोई बैंक जो है वो ऑफर कर रहा है, हर साल जो है वो 25,000 फॉर 5 years जो है वो उसे दे रहा है। What amount will be deposited by Mr. Taimur today to avail this opportunity if the present discount rate is 10% per annum? We will have to find present value of an ordinary annuity. अच्छा, अब यहाँ पे जो the most important element जो स्टूडेंट्स को कंफ्यूज करता है regarding the recognition of the timing of the cash flows, that is the statement. The statement when clearly indicates the term end of year, it means that we are talking about ordinary annuity. And if the statement narrates from the beginning of each year, it is very clear that we are talking about annuity due. So the first cash flow is occurring 25,000 at the end of first year. Second, 25,000 at the end of second year, 25,000 at the end of third year, 25,000 at the end of fourth year, 25,000 at the end of fifth year. अच्छा, अब हम एक एक कैश फ्लो को भी जो है वो डिस्काउंट कर सकते हैं सिंगल प्रेजेंट वैल्यू फार्मूला के साथ, और बाद में उसको सम कर लें तो हमारे पास जो सम ऑफ ऑल प्रेजेंट वैल्यूज होगा दैट विल बी नोन एज प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ एन ऑर्डिनरी एन्युटी। अच्छा, जब सिमिलर कैश फ्लोज हो तो हमारे पास एक अल्टरनेट भी मौजूद है। हम प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ ऑर्डिनरी एन्युटी को कंप्यूट कर सकते हैं इज इक्वल टू कैश फ्लो मल्टीप्लाइड 1 minus 1 over 1 plus I whole power n divided by I. This element is also known as present value interest factor of an annuity for given interest rate for given number of periods. Okay, cash flow term is also known as receipts जो हमें मौसूल हो रही हैं, या हम इसे पेमेंट्स भी कह सकते हैं अगर हम कोई पेमेंट कर रहे हैं। सो दिस टर्म may be replaced as with the term receipts with payments as well. Now come up toward that how we can compute the present value of an ordinary annuity. अगर हमने उसको जो है वो मैनुअली भी कंप्यूट करना हो या हमने जो है उसको विद द हेल्प ऑफ एक्सेल शीट कंप्यूट करना हो तो हम आसानी के साथ इसको कंप्यूट कर सकते हैं। हमारे सेट में द डिस्काउंट रेट इज 10%, 0.10. It is per annum. Cash flows occurring at the end of each year. It is 25,000. It is rupees. And number of years, 5 equal end of year cash flows that are occurring at the end of each year. Now we know that present value of ordinary annuity is equal to cash flows multiplied 1 minus 1 over 1 plus I whole power n divided by I. We can compute present value in simple is equal to the cash flows are 25,000 multiplied function start 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus interest rate. Its par is 5 years. We will close this function and divided by interest rate. So after computing, we got the value, present value of an ordinary annuity. In ordinary annuity, the difference that we are getting 25,000 plus 25,000 plus 25,000 plus 25,000 and plus 25,000. It is 1,25,000. And the discounted value today is 94,769.7. As in financial management, all decisions are made today that whatever we are getting in future, we discount it in today's sense, and then we make a comparison, as we will discuss in the next coming chapters of capital budgeting, where we will compute net present values. So it's very important, and the same methodology will be used in determining the installments while we are going to prepare the loan amortization table. So let's continue towards and move towards the present value of an annuity due. In annuity due concept, the only difference is the occurrence of the cash flows is treated from the beginning of each year. So in this example, if Mr. Asif is being offered by a bank that they will pay at beginning of each year for 5 years an amount of rupees 50,000, what amount will be deposited by Mr. Asif today to avail this opportunity? If the present discount rate is 10% per annum. Find present value of annuity due for the given below cash flows on the timeline. The timeline clearly depicts that first cash flows occur at the beginning of each year at time 0. अगर देखा जाए तो आज अगर कोई हमें वैल्यू मिल रही है, अगर उस पर वक्त नहीं गुजरा तो उस पर इंटरेस्ट रेट का, डिस्काउंट रेट का, कंपाउंड रेट का कोई इफेक्ट नहीं है. That is the same value, that will not change. So 50,000 in today's sense will remain 50,000, and all other remaining 4 cash flows will be discounted towards time 0. Here n is equal to 0, here n is equal to 1, here n is equal to 2, here n is equal to 3, here n is equal to 4. अगर हम present value of सिंगल अमाउंट का जो फार्मूला यूज करते हैं, तो हम यहाँ पे उन सब का सम करके प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ एन्युटी ड्यू कंप्यूट कर सकते हैं. हाँ, अब अदरवाइज क्योंकि कैश फ्लोज आर द सेम इक्वल एनुअल कैश फ्लोज, we can compute by using this formula. Present value of an annuity due is equal to cash flows multiplied 1 minus 1 over 1 plus I whole power n divided by I. यहां तक का जो सेगमेंट है, ये सेगमेंट हमारे पास प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ एन ऑर्डिनरी एन्युटी का है, और एक इंटरेस्ट फैक्टर 1 प्लस I, ये हमें जो है वो टाइम 0 पे जो डिस्काउंट एलिमेंट नहीं होगा उसका 1 टाइम इंटरेस्ट जो है वो उसको काउंट नहीं करेगा. So we can simply write it in present value of annuity due is equal to cash flow multiplied present value interest factor for given interest rate for given number of periods multiplied 1 plus I. Now let's compute this computation. We have 10% per annum. We have cash flows occurring at the beginning of each year is 50,000. Number of years are 5. Occurring at the beginning of each year. We know this computation, and we can simply compute present value of an annuity due is equal to our cash flow multiplied 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus our discount rate. Its par is number of years that we will close this function, and then divided by our discount rate. Function will close and then multiplied with 1 plus I 1 factor, and thus the computation will be performed. So it is 20,804.93. The present value of annuity due for these cash flows, which are 50,000, 50,000, 50,000, that is 2,50,000, जो हमें ऑफर किया जा रहा है अगले 4 सालों के ऊपर, इंक्लूडिंग टुडेस अमाउंट, तो वो अमाउंट आफ्टर डिस्काउंट becomes equal to 20,000. It means if we invest today 2,08,493, so we will get in back in equal installments of 50,000 that we will receive by the bank, and in total that amount is 2,50,000. So the difference is the interest amount. So it's our today's topic that we have discussed about present value of an ordinary annuity and present value of annuity due. Thank you so much for listening this important topic.